Good evening, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of this inaugural episode of the Poets Corner. I am Micah Joel Tui, and I'm broadcasting from Western Illinois University. That's WIU, Macomb, Illinois. On the Poets Corner, we want to discuss all issues in and through poetry, and I'm also taking questions. Being that this is our first inaugural show, I talked to a few of my friends in the English and philosophy departments. They sent me a few questions in advance, and if you would like to send in a question to be answered or be discussed on the Poets Corner, you may email me at mjt120@wiu.edu. The first question is from a friend of mine in the English department named Topher, and Topher asks, Micah Joel, what is your favorite poem and why? Well, I would say, Topher, that my favorite poem is probably Edgar Allan Poe's The Bells. And it's probably my favorite poem because it really, not only does it just do something for me personally, but in terms of meter and just the way he uses words to flow and to really express, not only in words but also in sound, the feeling of what he's going for. Poe, of course, is a masterful poet, famous especially for his classic ghoulish poem, The Raven, as well as Annabel Lee and many others. He's also the famous American short story writer, writing classics such as The Cask of Amontillado, Telltale Heart, The Gold Bug, The Mysteries of Auguste Dupin, including The Purloined Letter, The Murders in Rue Morgue, and very many others. But we don't have time to get through all of those. Instead, we will have a reading of The Bells. The Bells by Edgar Allan Poe. Hear the sledges with the bells, silver bells. What a world of merriment their melody foretells. How they tinkle, tinkle, tinkle in the icy air of night, while the stars that oversprinkle all the heavens seem to twinkle with a crystalline delight, keeping time, 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 in a sort of runic rhyme, to the tintinnabulation that so musically wells from the bells, 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 from the jingling and the tinkling of the bells. Hear the mellow wedding bells, golden bells. What a world of happiness their harmony foretells. Through the balmy air of night, how they ring out their delight, from the molten golden notes, and all in tune, what a liquid ditty floats, to the turtle dove that listens while she gloats on the moon. Oh, from out the sounding cells, what a gush of euphony voluminously wells, how it swells, how it dwells, oh, the future how it tells, of the rapture that impels, to the swinging and the ringing of the bells, 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 of the bells, 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 to the rhyming and the chiming of the bells. Hear the loud alarum bells, brazen bells. What a tale of terror now their turbulency tells. In the startled ear of night, how they scream out their affright. Too much horrified to speak, they can only shriek, shriek, out of tune, in a clamorous appealing to the mercy of the fire, in a mad expostulation with the deaf and frantic fire, leaping higher, 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 with a desperate desire and a resolute endeavor, now to sit or never, by the side of the pale-faced moon. Oh, the bells, bells, bells. What a tale of terror tells of despair, how they clang and clash and roar. What a horror they outpour on the bosom of the palpitating air. Yet the ear it fully knows, by the twanging and the clanging, how the danger ebbs and flows. Yet the ear distinctly tells, in the jangling and the wrangling, how the danger sinks and swells, by the sinking or the swelling and the anger of the bells, of the bells, of the bells, 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 in the clamor and the clangor of the bells. Hear the tolling of the bells, iron bells. What a world of solemn thought their melody compels. In the silence of the night, how we shiver with affright at the melancholy menace of their tone. For every sound that floats from the rust within their throats is a groan. And the people, the people, that dwell up in the steeple, all alone, and who tolling, 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 in that muffled monotone, feel a glory in so rolling on the human heart a stone. They are neither man nor woman, they are neither brute nor human, They are ghouls, and their king it is who tolls, and he rolls, 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 a paean from the bells, and his merry bosom swells with the paean of the bells. And he dances and he yells, keeping time, 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 in a sort of runic rhyme, to the paean of the bells, keeping time, 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 in a sort of runic rhyme, to the throbbing of the bells, 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 to the sobbing of the bells, keeping time, 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 as he knells, 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 in a happy runic rhyme, to the rolling of the bells, 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 to the tolling of the bells, 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 to the moaning and the groaning of the bells. The Bells by Edgar Allan Poe, being read tonight by Micah Joel Tui on WIU's Poetry Corner. I am your poet, Micah Joel Tui. Thank you for joining me tonight as we continue to try to relax and try to set aside the cares of the day, one poem at a time. If you're looking for some help in getting some rest and falling asleep tonight, I'm not really sure Edgar Allan Poe's The Bells is really what's going to do it for you. So we'll try to move into something a little bit more soothing. The next poem, which will be our last before our next commercial break, is a poem written to music. It's a poem called Song of Spring. It's my tribute to Walt Whitman. And this poem is written to the tune of the old hymn, Praise to the Lord Almighty. And of course, with the snow coming tonight, maybe Song of Spring might be a little early, but the groundhog did say that spring was coming, so only time will tell of the bells. Spring is upon us, listen, can you hear the birds singing? Hear the spring rains as they're falling, can you feel life growing? A brand new start opens the gates of my heart, just as the flowers are blooming. See the wild violets nestled at our feet unassuming. Each purple flower fills my soul with a joy so amusing. Spring is now here, those who adore her draw near, take in her beauty so moving. Hear bubbling brooks, the cool water, the streams gently flowing. Pass through the fields and the forests, the landscape unfolding. Readying for birth, fertile and rich Mother Earth, mysteries of life all sustaining. Spring will soon fade into summer, whose sun shall be blazing. But for the moment taste the air so fresh and so soothing. As all shall fade, this spring shall too pass away, but leaves its memories unending. Though all shall fade, this spring shall too pass away, it leaves its memories unending. It's about 20 minutes past the hour. This has been part 2 of Poets Corner. It's now time for our commercial break, and please don't go anywhere. This is Micah Joel at WIU.